year that George Martin thought the book would be done by when he was writing it. And 2026 would be 10 years after he thought he'd be done.
So he's just never going to finish the thing, I guess, is the
That is
idea.
correct.
Like, there's no way.
That is correct. Let's see.
And he doesn't really need to, I guess. In his mind, he probably doesn't need to. Hey, Reggae. Okay. Man, I don't like Jordan Poole.
Yeah, his contract with each subsequent game looks worse and worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just sad.
Life is but a dream. I got to the big plot twist of Jedi Survivor.
Nice.
And then I played
Well,
the part of the game that was the biggest possible performance disaster.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was like an action sequence, and I was getting maybe, I don't know, 15 frames a second. It was ugly.
That is brutal, man. Sorry to hear that. So anyway, check this out. I'm going to read this entire post. This is from George Martin's live journal. He's got this is the infamous post. This is one of the highest upvoted posts on the Song of Ice and Fire subreddit. It's when people talk about George Martin, this is usually what they bring up as being like an example of shit being like real fucking bad. It sucks. It really, really sucks. So, January 2nd, 2016.
Oh, are you
The last
shitting
post
me?
from...
Are you fucking shitting me? You gotta be shitting me. Wow. Okay, sorry. I just couldn't hold back on that. Darth Vader just showed up in this game out of nowhere. Again.
Yeah, he did that in the last game too. That's, yeah, they're just going
Okay,
back
so,
to the well.
sorry about that. Go ahead.
Anyway, the last post from the Lost Post, and the one you've all been waiting for. Back when this was one long, long, long post, before LiveJournal sent it to the cornfield, I mentioned opening with Dickens's line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times." So it was for me in 2015. I've spent much of the day recreating in Cliff's Note summaries my own personal best of times from the previous year. All the wonderful things that went down for me in 2015, the awards and the publications and the bestseller lists, the cons and the parties, the travel, all the exciting new projects underway at HBO, and right here down the street in Santa Fe. But inevitably that brings me to my own personal worst of times, and that is considerably less fun to blog about, so do forgive my reluctance to do so. You wanted an update? Here's the update. You won't like it. The Winds of Winter is not finished. Believe me, it gave me no pleasure to type those words. You're disappointed and you're not alone. My editors and publishers are disappointed. HBO is disappointed. My agents and foreign publishers and translators are disappointed. But no one could possibly be more disappointed than me. For months now I have wanted nothing so much as to be able to say I have completed and delivered The Winds of Winter on or before the last day of 2015. But the book's not done. Nor is it likely to be finished tomorrow or next week. Yes, there's a lot written, hundreds of pages, dozens of chapters. Those no pages done reports were insane, the usual garbage internet journalism that I have learned to despise. But there's also a lot still left to write. I am months away still, and that's if the writing goes well. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Chapters still to write, of course, but also rewriting. I always do a lot of rewriting, sometimes just polishing, sometimes pretty major restructures. I suppose I could just say sorry, boys and girls, still writing, and leave it at that. It will be done when it's done, which is what I have been doing, more or less, since, well, forever. But with Season 6 of Game of Thrones approaching, and so many requests for information boiling up, I'm going to break my own rules and say a little more, since it would appear that hundreds of my readers, maybe thousands or tens of thousands, are very concerned about this question of spoilers and the show catching up, revealing things not yet revealed in the books, etc. My publishers and I have been cognizant of these concerns, of course. We discussed some of them last spring as the 5th season of the HBO series was winding down, and came up with a plan. We all wanted Book 6 of A Song of Ice and Fire to come out before Season 6 of the show had aired. Assuming the show would return in early April, that meant The Winds of Winter had to be published before the end of March at least. For that to happen, my publishers told me they would need the completed manuscript before the end of October. That seemed very doable to me in May, so there was the first deadline, Halloween. Unfortunately, the writing did not go as fast or as well as I would have liked. You can blame my travels or my blog posts or the distractions of other projects and the cocktail and whatever, and maybe all that had an impact. You can blame my age, and maybe that had an impact too. But if truth be told, sometimes the writing goes well and sometimes it doesn't, and that was true for me even when I was in my 20s. And as spring turned to summer, I was having more bad days than good ones. Around about August, I had to face facts. I was not going to be done by Halloween. I cannot tell you how deeply that realization depressed me. Early August saw me back east from my nephew's wedding and an appearance with the Staten Island Direwolves. I took advantage of the visit to have another sit-down with my editors and publishers and told them that I didn't think I could deliver by Halloween. I thought they'd be sick about it. But I have to say, my editors and publishers are great, and they took that with a surprising equanimity. Maybe they knew it before I did. They already had contingencies in place. They had made plans to speed up production. If I could deliver Winds of Winter by the end of the year, they told me, they could still get it out before the end of March. I was immensely relieved. I had 2 whole extra months. I could make that, certainly. August was an insane month. Too much travel, too many other obligations. But I'd have September, October, and now November and December as well. Once again, I was confident I could do it. Here it is, the 1st of January. The book is not done, not delivered. No words can change that. I tried, I promise you. I failed. I blew the Halloween deadline, and I've now blown the end of the year deadline. And that almost certainly means that no, The Winds of Winter will not be published before the 6th season of Game of Thrones. In parentheses, this is me, Snacks, saying this now. It's worth remembering. Game of Thrones had 8 seasons, and the show ended, I think, 2 years ago.
That sounds right.
Maybe 3. Maybe 4, I can't even fucking remember. For the 6th season of Game of Thrones premieres in April. Mid-April, we are now told, not early April, but those 2 weeks will not save me. Even as late as my birthday and our big Emmy win, I still thought I could do it, but the days and weeks flew by faster than the pile of pages grew, and, as I often do, I grew unhappy with some of the choices I'd made and began to revise. Suddenly it was October, and then November, and as the suspicion grew that I would not make it after all, a gloom set in, and I found myself struggling even more. The fewer the days, the greater the stress, and the slower the pace of my writing became. Look, I have always had problems with deadlines. For whatever reason, I don't respond well to them. Back in November, when I returned to Northwestern to accept my alumni award, I told the Medill students that was why I started writing fiction instead of getting a job on a newspaper. I knew even then that daily deadlines would kill me. That was a joke, of course, but there was truth in it too. I wrote my first novel, Dying of the Light, without a contract and without a deadline. No one even knew I was writing it until I sent the completed book to Kirby to sell. I wrote Fever Dream the same way. I wrote The Armageddon Rag the same way. No contracts, no deadlines, no one waiting. Write at my own pace and deliver when I'm done. That's really how I am most comfortable, even now. But I won't make excuses. There are no excuses. No one else is to blame. Not my editors and publishers, not HBO, not David and Dan. It's on me. I tried, and I am still trying. I worked on the book a couple of days ago, revising a Theon chapter and adding some new material, and I'll be writing on it again tomorrow. But no, I can't tell you when it will be done, or when it will be published. Best guess, based on our previous conversations, is that Bantam, and presumably my British publisher as well, can have the hardcover out within 3 months of delivery, if their schedules permit. But when delivery will be, I can't say. I'm not going to set another deadline for myself to trip over. The deadlines just stress me out. I'm going back to my stance from last March before all this. It'll be done when it's done, and it'll be as good as I can possibly make it. Having said all that, I know that the next question will be, because hundreds of you have already asked it of me, will the show spoil the novels? Maybe. Yes and no. Look, I never thought the series could possibly catch up with the books, but it has. The show moved faster than I anticipated, and I moved more slowly. There were other factors too, but that was the main one. Given where we are, inevitably there will be certain plot twists and reveals in Season 6 of Game of Thrones that have not yet happened in the books. For years, my readers have been ahead of the viewers. This year, for some things, the reverse will be true. How you want to handle that, hey, that's up to you. Look, I read Andy Weir's novel The Martian before I saw the movie, but I saw the BBC production of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell before I finally got around to reading Susanna Clarke's novel. In both cases, I love the book and I love the adaptation. It does not need to be one or the other. You might prefer one over the other, but you can still enjoy the hell out of both. Of course, there's an aspect to our situation that did not apply to either the Weir or Clarke's cases. Those novels were finished before they were optioned, adapted, and filmed. The case of Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire is perhaps unique. I can't think of any other instance where the movie or TV show came out as the source material was still being written. So when you ask me, will the show spoil the books, all I can do is say yes and no, and mumble once again about the butterfly effect. Those pretty little butterflies have grown into mighty dragons. Some of the spoilers you may encounter in Season 6 may not be spoilers at all, because the show and the books have diverged and will continue to do so. Just consider, and then he mentions a ton of characters who were in the books, who were important in the books, who weren't in the show, and the whole fucking thing's just, literally, it's just a roster drop. I'm not going to waste all the time reading it. Yet, many more have never been part of the show, but remain characters in the books. Several are viewpoint characters, and even those who are not, may have significant roles in the story to come in The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring. Game of Thrones is the most popular television series in the world right now, the most pirated as well. It just won a record number of Emmy Awards, including the Ultimate Prize for Best Drama on Television. It's an incredible production with an incredible cast and crew. Winds of Winter should be pretty good, too, when it comes out. As good as I can make it, anyway. Which is a long way of saying how many children did Scarlett O'Hara have, which is a reference I'll explain later. Enjoy the show, enjoy the books. Meanwhile, I'll keep writing, one chapter at a time, one page at a time, one word at a time. That's all I know how to do. He spent pretty much all day writing that post, and it was he started it on New Year's Day 2016 because people were demanding some kind of an update, and he had also promised one. That was 7 and a half years ago now. And like this Reddit thread says, it's only going to be 3 more years until the entire duration of him writing the series as it exists now has exceeded the wait between the last book and what's supposed to be the next book. This is 7.5 years ago now that he's writing this gigantic fucking cope about how he thought he'd be done, but he's not, blah blah blah, please forgive me. That then is when a lot of people gave up hope. And that was 7.5 fucking years ago. The Scarlett O'Hara thing is that, Gone with the Wind, Gone with the Wind was a book before it was a movie. In the book, Scarlett O'Hara had 3 children. In the movie, she had 1 child.
Right.
He brings that up as a way to hand wave away when people talk about the differences between the show and the book. Because he's all like, one's the show and one's the book. It's a different thing, you know. How many children did Scarlett O'Hara have? Blah, blah, blah. But the point is, the guy is clearly a hack and deserves nothing but derision and ridicule. And it's hilarious to me because when the show started and the fandom exploded in size for this series, George Martin was destined to be remembered as the American Tolkien, you know, the guy who subverted so many different classical fantasy tropes and created one of the greatest fantasy series of all time. Instead, his destiny now is to be remembered as an excellent example of why you need structure and outlines when you're planning a professional project, because if you just let the shit go without any deadlines and without any culpability or responsibility to your editors and publishers and so on, you end up like this fucking guy. Yes, he's super rich, but like no one's gonna remember him for his magnum opus, his life's work. They're just gonna remember him as being the closest thing to a I don't know what the exact conjugation of the adjective would be, but a cuck of literature. I wanted to say literatorial, which sounds too close to literal and sounds like I'm trying to mispronounce literal, but the closest thing I can think of to being the author version of a cuck, because somebody else got to his climax, somebody else got to his resolution, and even if he sits there and say, but it's different in my head, it's literally the only place that this shit exists. And it's like, yes, he's rich, yes, he's famous, yes, in that regard, he's won at life, but like, if you want to be remembered for your artistic contribution, he's an example not to follow.
Problem is, the TV show did it so badly, he will probably still be remembered well, because people are like, man, anything he did would have been better than what the TV show did.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Kurt Cobain died before Nirvana could release a bunch of shitty albums. Like, he died after they'd only released a few albums that everyone remembers well. What if Kurt Cobain had lived until he was 40 and released a bunch of really, really shitty music? Like, by dying, he gets to be remembered much fonder than he would have otherwise, in all likelihood. Right,
because Metallica is an iconic band. They're one of the first bands that people think of when they think of the genre of metal. Considering they have metal in the name, I mean, it's hard to blame them. But definitely in the 90s and the early 2000s, they were the most popular metal band pretty much on the planet. They were extremely mainstream and very, very popular. However, even though they're still touring today, they don't have anywhere near as good of a reputation anymore because of all the bad albums that they made.
You have grown strong.
So yeah, I see what you're saying. But it's kind of funny, you know, because again, the last book came out July 2011. Is making that post in January 2016. So by that point, it had been about 4.5 years.
When he published his last book, Newt Gingrich was the favorite to be the Republican nominee for president, basically.
That's correct.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by then, even though the race came down to being Santorum versus Romney, at that point, I don't think people were even aware of Rick Santorum. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. Definitely. Also, John McCain would still be alive for like 6 or 7 more years. But anyway, so between when the last book was published and when he made that post was 4.5 years. 4.5 years, and he thought not only would the book have come out by then, but that it would have come out sooner than the 4.5 year mark. We right now are 7.5 years removed from that post. And everything that he'd already done up to that point, plus the 7.5 years extra, still hasn't been enough. It's been almost 12 years since the last book came out. That's fucking sad.
Be honest. If he did release Winds of Winter, would you read it, or do you not even care anymore?
Oh, I would absolutely read it without any doubt in my mind. In fact, as soon as I buy the book, I probably wouldn't sleep unless I just passed out from unconsciousness until I finished reading it. However, there's no doubt in my mind that it wouldn't be something I'd enjoy. Just be something that I'd do because I would feel the need to. Wow. Golden State is actually getting blown the fuck out. What is happening?
Jordan Poole is happening.
Yeah, he is. He may get killed. Remember, this team plays in Oakland. Wow. I said it in the basketball channel earlier, but at this point I think Jordan Poole's got to be in the top 3 of contracts that are the worst in the league and would be amnestied the fastest if teams were given an amnesty again.
Oh yeah. I wonder if they're ever going to do the amnesty again. It's always kind of fun to see who gets amnestied, I think.
I hope that they do, and I believe that they will, because the league is very much headed towards another lockout. Because the lockout it's when the owners go on strike instead of the players. And the players have way too much power, way too much leverage, and way too much strength in their representation compared to the owners. The reason that I say that is because the NBA Players Association has got to be the strongest player union in all of professional sports. And these guys have gone absolutely fucking insane. Like, you know, a lot of folks would sit there and be like, well, you know, fuck the owners anyway because they're super gazillionaires, and hey, you know, here's a kid coming from out of the ghetto and he's getting $30 million a year, go get it, young blood. I get that, but the players having Chris Paul be the leader of the Players Association has essentially made the sport practically unwatchable.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst era of basketball, there's no question.
Yeah, in the NFL, you only have power if you're a quarterback. You can be a shit eater with 1 career playoff win and still get $260 million.
Take care of that.
Yeah. Good grief. Very true.
They're safe.
Okay, so I don't know if that counts as a Darth Vader cameo because I'm not sure that was actually Darth Vader. But, I guess, for all intents and purposes, it does count. So, they actually did it again. I wonder if there's a single work of Star Wars out there that doesn't go back to the Darth Vader well at some point.
You're so close to
Like, sometimes it makes sense, like Obi-Wan. But they just...
How could Bo be a Jedi and be an Imperial spy?
No. You go back to the well too many times, eventually it runs dry.
still should have been able
And that's what's happening right now.
Cal. That's enough, okay? What Bo did, that is on him. It's not on you. It's not on anyone. It's on him. We all know it's a rigged game, but we choose how to play.
So you're working tomorrow, but I thought you might
Yes.
want to stream Sunday because the next day you don't have to get up. So I wasn't sure if you wanted to do Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday. That's why I was wondering.
Oh.
Locator beacon. That's how Bode reached us on Kobo.
Could it still be active?
Let's find out.
I don't know. Because, I mean, that's a good point, but...
Damn it.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in, so I can't commit.
Alright. That's fine.
You know? Ugh. Alright, so...
Faint. BD, dial it in. Nova Garon system.
Wait a minute. Why would Bo take a detour?
He's got a daughter.
Ouch.
Where she lives.
And he needs to send his
The
daughter to art
last-
school.
This feels like a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
The last Sansa chapter is older than Sansa.
Do we risk it?
Sansa at this point in the story is like 13 or 14. You know, like she's a teenager who just started puberty.
And Master Cordova. I will mask our approach.
The last Sansa chapter came out
Grab some seat. I got the con.
18 years ago.
Overseer.
Maybe he's just waiting so he can introduce the franchise to a whole new generation. He just needs to wait for that generation to be of reading age. Maybe that's why he's doing it. As good a theory as any other.
Jesus. Wow, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Daenerys Targaryen entered Slaver's Bay back in November of 2000 during the Clinton administration.
Okay, that was actually Darth Vader. Wow, okay. Cool.
Oh my god.
Ready to go?
Even crazier. That guy is referring to when the book was published in the United States, which was November of 2000. Storm of Swords was first published in the United Kingdom in August of 2000.
Heading to the
Wait a minute.
Garrett system. Picking up some Imperial comms. No surprises there. Okay. Seer. I don't know if you can hear me. But I'm sure gonna miss you.
Jesus.
Okay.
What's up?
Go ahead. Sorry. Something happened.
Well, anyway, yeah, I'm just... God. This guy should be ashamed of himself.
This is your captain speaking, inviting you to grab some seat so we can land.
Okay. So anyway.
So far, so good.
Wait. Oh, right. I haven't been here yet. Oh, you would read it just because, you know, you've done all this, you've read everything beforehand, and you may as well, but you wouldn't expect it to be any good.
Essentially, yes. In fact, I would expect wholeheartedly that I would feel emptier after I finished than before I started.
Kind of read it out of obligation more than anything, I guess.
Yeah. Something tells me this isn't just any Imperial base.
Oh, wow. They actually overturned the call. I'm surprised. Damn. Like, what would have been the equivalent for Harry Potter? She published Order of the Phoenix in 2007. And imagine if Half-Blood Prince didn't come out until like 3 years ago.
Imagine if Half-Blood Prince never came out.
Then the books just had to make it up on the fly for the last 2 books.
Yeah.
Man. And the thing was, I remember reading that J.K. Rowling said, you know, she was having issues with writer's block while writing Order of the Phoenix. And because of that, it took her 3 years. And to her, that was a long time to write a book, taking 3 years. But, like, you know, 3 years is a joke compared to where we are now with Winds of Winter.
Lord, disgrace.
Has he said anything publicly recently about how long it's taking?
No, he's hoping that if he doesn't pay attention to it, then it'll just go away. Pretty much a strategy.
Sunset found her squatting in the grass, groaning. Every stool was looser than the one before, and smelled fouler. By the time the moon came up, she was shitting brown water. The more she drank, the more she shat. But the more she shat, the thirstier she grew.
Guess what audio clip I just played on stream?
What?
The Sunset found her squatting in the grass.
You do realize that chapter was the final chapter that we had from Daenerys Targaryen's point of view? And there's a very realistic chance that that chapter will be the last chapter that we ever get from that character's point of view.
I mean, at least it was memorable.
Yes.
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh! I thought it wouldn't work because they weren't green.
Interesting to say.
It's just one of those things where I know those books are considered by many to be, you know, some of the greatest books of modern day literature. It's just so hard to get it up to actually read it when you know that it's never going to get finished. So I just can't find the motivation to actually go read the damn thing. You know? No matter how many people tell me how good it is.
Right. What the hell's the point? Exactly, because what the hell's the point? You know, the last time I reread that series was like fucking 2014. I haven't felt the need to go back because, you know, you let a number of years go between now and then. But by that time he comes out with the post, you realize the book's never going to be fucking done. And then you just sit there and say, well, what in the hell's the point?
You will give me access to the terminal.
No, I can't. You're not authorized.
I have authorization. You're doing nothing wrong.
You're authorized. Access granted.
This is an ISB base.
Same reason why I don't want to watch the show. Everyone says the show is terrible in the last 2 seasons, so what's the point?
Yeah. It's all a big nothing.
Due to heightened security, this hangar is restricted. All traffic will reroute to tertiary landing pads for enhanced inspection until further.
Wow.
Stand, buddy.
That's pretty funny. Woman moment. So I was dating this guy, kind of rich, and he asked me out of the blue, would you date a struggling guy? And I said no, and giggled. And he said, you know, to me, you're the struggling guy. Which is a very good point. So if you're going to sit there and say, you know, some shit like that, you got to be ready to accept that kind of thing happening, you know?
Yeah.
Due to heightened security, this hangar is restricted. All traffic will reroute to tertiary landing pads for enhanced inspection until further notice.
Let's see.
You see something? Keep an eye on it! You aren't leaving here alive. Due to heightened security, this hangar is restricted.
Hilarious.
Okay, Warriors have waved the right flag. No point in watching that game anymore. Good lord. Okay, I guess
They're
Game 4 is going to tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, dude. Like, the Warriors are a way better team than the Lakers. We know this. What's happening? Because, like, the Lakers really aren't that good defensively. The Warriors are just chucking like crazy, and their shots are just brick after brick. Like, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Due to heightened security, this hangar is restricted. All traffic will reroute to
It's only the
tertiary
Force.
landing pads for enhanced inspection until further notice.
So, Devin Booker, basically all he does is take mid-range jumpers, and somehow last night he went 20 for 25.
Yes, and this is why I keep telling people, because like since the Suns won a game, now they're like, oh, I guess the Suns have a chance now. The Nuggets will lose because the Suns have so much star power. So like aside from CP3's basically out for the series with that groin injury, Devin Booker played the game of his life. Like he literally almost hit every single shot that he chucked, and they still barely beat Denver at home. It took him playing the game of his life. I don't think he will ever have another game in his career with that high of a shooting percentage ever again.
Competition for funding.
Maybe he will, I don't know. But it took that spectacular of a game to barely beat the Nuggets at home. On his own home court. So I'm like, that the Suns are toast. I can't imagine. Like, if this shit happens again, I'll reconsider my words. But the odds of that happening, I'd be like, okay, Devin Booker's the GOAT, I guess.
I mean, Devin Booker isn't even, like, he's one of the best shooting guards in the league, but that's largely because the current crop of shooting guards in the NBA is not that good. Like, I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't know, I would kind of expect the Suns to not win again at this point. Like, KD had to go off too. That's what it took for them to barely win.
Nice and quiet. Can't let Bode know we're coming for him.
Dead troopers on this base. I still can't quite believe it.
Lord Vader and the Inquisitorius must... I see.
The terminal. Maybe Bode's in the database.
Maybe.
Bode's here, all right. Got a place in the officers' quarters. Hey, a Jedi! Fascinating.
That fascinating. Yes, this is full.
Right here, BD.
But it is crazy how completely without any kind of depth the Suns are. Like, it's a big three and then nothing else.
Departure is surrender.
Oh.
You cannot escape.
Damn it.
Now.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god! Yes. There we go.
What is happening?
Very nice.
Unstoppable as ever, BD.
Commander Denny. Let me be the first to welcome our guests from the Inquisitorius. We are grateful that Lord Vader has shown an interest in our operations. We will continue to demonstrate that
Darth Stinky.
Darth Smelly.
Be always watchful and stay vigilant. We are the Imperial.
Well, I'm a bad guy.
Admiral Bone to pick.
There is nowhere to hide.
Commander Nefarious.
I'll see what I can do. I have taken damage.
Damn it.
Can you imagine joining your country's military and having to work for Commander Nefarious?
Are we the bad guys, people? I'm starting to wonder.
I can't get him. Stims, now.
Get him. Stand broken.
I'm stepping back.
Yes.
I am hit.
Dodging a little fast. It was not the plan. He's damaged.
Damn it. Get away from me.
Attack now. Integrity reduced.
I'll get after him. I think I'm done.
I have taken damage.
Someone stop him from recovering. Hard to stay on him. We were not trained for this.
Engage the target.
He might escape.
We trained him wrong on purpose, as a joke.
Taken.
There we go.
Guests can apprehend the Jedi for us.
Finally.
Right. Ah, block this.
Why is my blocking not working? What the hell?
I'm going to bleed you dry. Yeah, fight me.
Out of force power?
There we go.
I think it was a setup. We're not getting the boat until we find that base commander.
But lucky. Nothing but lucky. Jesus. Oh.
Can't go this way.
Which way am I supposed to go? Get away from... How much did you play World of Warcraft back in the day?
Not at all.
Oh, really? You were not? For some reason, I thought you were a World of Warcraft guy.
My dad was, not me. I did play lots of MMOs, but I didn't play World of Warcraft. I played City of Heroes, City of Villains, Star Wars The Old Republic, for a time, not a ton. What's some other ones? Star Trek Online, Champions Online.
Any reason why, or were you just not into it personally?
I didn't really enjoy fantasy as a genre until after WoW had been around for long enough that I just didn't feel like getting into it.
I will say it is amazing. It was like the first... Well, okay, I don't want to say that, but it was one of the first major MMOs. And it's still incredibly popular. Like, that is pretty amazing.
Amazing to me is that it's still one of the only MMOs that's able to actually be financially successful with having a subscription-based model.
Mm-hmm.
No, just the concept that you don't have to be strictly free to play in order to succeed. Because they're doing that well, it's pretty nuts to me.
It feels like every couple years an MMO comes out that is supposed to be the WoW killer, and WoW just keeps on surviving. It's pretty impressive.
Well, they just call it that because it's the leader of the genre, and still is after all this time. Another thing that's even more impressive to me is that Blizzard, or rather, World of Warcraft manages to succeed for as long as it has, the way that it has, in spite of Blizzard as a company completely falling apart and being nothing like it once was. That to me is really, really something.
Would Blizzard be bankrupt right now if not for WoW?
Probably because they fucked up the Diablo Immortal thing so badly, and Overwatch 2 was such a dog fuck of a release. Like, if it hadn't have been for... they probably would have absolutely been just completely fucked. That's the thing, is that when you have a successful franchise like that prints money to that extent, you can afford to make some really stupid fucking mistakes without ending up in trouble. And stupid fucking mistakes is basically Blizzard's business model at this point. Thinking about it, Diablo 4 is probably gonna suck. Whatever.
We'll find out the hard way.
Exactly. Back for blood style.
Yeah. I still need to go back and finish that game. It's really hard to get motivated for it, I gotta be honest.
Okay, well here, I'll give you some motivation that should help you to actually get it done. Genuinely think you're running out of time for the servers to even be up. So, if you don't do it soon, you may not get the chance.
God, that's depressing. Remember... God. Oh yeah, this reminds me of a thing that Santi sent me the other day. You know, I'm genuinely surprised that Budenholzer actually got fired.
That what?
Genuinely surprised they actually fired Buden. I'm genuinely surprised they actually fired Budenholzer.
Oh. Yes, I am too, and it's not for the reasons people expect. People are surprised because Budenholzer had personal tragedy, so they think that gave him a shield of immunity that they never would have touched him. That's just not a thing. Which is why I was bringing up Isaiah Thomas with the Celtics. Isaiah Thomas, when he was on the Celtics and they had that good playoff run when he was their best player, his sister tragically died in a car accident the same way as Budenholzer's brother tragically died in a car accident. Isaiah Thomas, for the good of the team, left the funeral of his baby sister early so that he could play in Game 1 of the series against the Wizards. Not only that, but he also played the game the night he found out that his sister had been killed. That offseason, Danny Ainge traded him anyway for Kyrie Irving, who stayed for 1 season. That's brutal, but that's business. So for Budenholzer, that was never going to save him if they were determined on firing him. The reason I'm surprised they fired him is because, number one, Budenholzer is a good coach. Number two, the Bucks have problems, but it's not Budenholzer's fault. Number three, the problems that they do have aren't enough to where they need to do something this drastic. They won a championship 2 seasons ago, and almost nothing about the team has changed. They had the league's best record this season, and if it hadn't have been for Miami being the 8th seed, they probably would have ended up losing to Miami in a later playoff series because they just can't beat Miami, but they wouldn't have lost in the first round. And that knee-jerk reaction to losing in the first round as the 1 seed is the reason he got fired, but they're not looking at the context of the fact that Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat figured the Bucks out years ago, and the only reason they didn't beat them the year that they won the championship is because Jimmy was hurt that season. I mean, he still played in that series, but he wasn't at 100% is the point. So they don't need to do anything drastic. They're still a highly competitive team. You know, just hope for the best next year. Keep doing the best that you can. Maybe make a couple of moves here and there to try to fill out your depth a little bit more. But for fuck's sake, you don't have to mess with the formula. And most importantly, the reason I'm surprised is because Mike Budenholzer is the coach that coached them to their first championship win since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was known legally as Lou Alcindor. Richard Nixon was president, and the Vietnam War was actively ongoing the last time the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship. Now, Mike Budenholzer isn't the only reason that they won. But are you fucking kidding me? They fired the coach that won them their first ring in almost 50 years, 2 seasons after they won the championship? Yeah, they lost, but how the fuck could you put that on Budenholzer's shoulders?
Okay, I'm ready.
Fucking Giannis was 3 for 9 from the foul line in the 4th quarter and overtime. They didn't trade him. Yeah. But what exactly is Mike Budenholzer supposed to do to coach Giannis at the foul line? Hey, make this. That's about the extent of it. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Okay, I was looking for a meme that somebody sent me. I can't remember who now. It was like making fun of modern day video game developers by comparing them to like old video game developers. You know, it was like almost kind of like one of those Chad versus Soy Jack memes. Or like old video game developers. I coded all of Roller Coaster Tycoon in assembly so it could be playable on all systems. Stuff like that. And then like, I don't know why I can't find the meme anymore. I had it.
Right. Nah, man, I tell you what's crazy to me is fucking Bucks fans were screaming for Budenholzer to get fired before the series and during the series and after the series for like a day. But the Bucks firing Budenholzer, like, it doesn't stop them from the business decision with the tragedy. I get that. But now there's a ton of pressure on the Bucks to actually be better next season. Because if they're not, after they fired Budenholzer, if there's even the tiniest bit of belief that they've gotten worse with whoever they hired to replace Budenholzer, firing him after he coached through the series, finding out that his brother had been killed in a car crash, and then the team gets worse, and all of this just to protect Golden Boy because a lot more of the blame goes on his shoulders than fucking Mike's, and the fans are gonna riot because the fans are already like, that is fucking, that's a low blow. That is dirty. That is wrong. All that kind of shit, man.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm pretty much any team in the league, I'm trying to jump all over Budenholzer. Any team that needs a coach, like, I'm trying to jump on Budenholzer immediately.
Definitely.
Due to heightened security, this hangar is restricted. All traffic will reroute to tertiary landing pads for enhanced inspection until further notice.
Yeah, I was saying it the other day. I think the thing with Budenholzer is, I think really he should take a year off for his mental health.
Right.
After everything that's happened. And I'm reasonably sure that he makes enough money to where he could miss a year's salary or so.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm sure.
But wherever he ends up next, I really hope and wish that they do better than the Bucks and that the Bucks suffer for this. Because like, whatever team picks him up is getting a hell of a coach. Like, he was a hell of a coach in Atlanta, and he was a hell of a coach in Milwaukee. What did he do with Atlanta? He took this dog shit fucking team and franchise that had gone nowhere fast in a hurry. I'm reasonably sure the Hawks, that they lost to the Cavs in the ECF, but they made the ECF and they made a fight of it, right?
I think they got swept, but they did make the ECF with, like, that was like Kyle Korver's MVP year or whatever.
I'm gonna check because I'm not a Hawks fan, and that was a hot minute ago because it was LeBron on the Cavs. So that was 5 or more seasons ago. Franchise history. Here we go. Budenholzer year. So May of 2013, that 2014 season was the beginning of the new direction, and I'm reasonably sure Al Horford got sent somewhere else pretty soon. Yeah. And Paul Millsap, right?
Yeah, Paul Millsap was a fun player. I forgot he existed.
Yeah, there we go. They had their first losing season since 2008. However, they managed to make it into the 8th seed in the playoffs, and they took that top-seeded 2014 Pacers. I remember that Pacers team was super try-hard to try to beat Miami. That was hilarious. But they took them to 7 games. Then 2014, the 2014-2015 season, when LeBron goes back to Cleveland, this is when they completely turn it around. They change up their jerseys and all this sort of stuff. There was a change in the ownership group. Bruce Levinson said he was going to sell. And January 31st, 2015, the Hawks became the first NBA team to go 17-0 in a calendar month. So they were the first team to ever go completely undefeated for the entire month in a calendar. So that's neat. The All-Star game that year consisted of 4 Hawks players, including Jeff T, Paul Millsap, Kyle Korver, and Al Horford. They crushed the Nets in the first round, moved on to the Wizards, beat them. First time they had advanced past the second round since 1967. They advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wait. Since when?
Since 1967, because even though that's the Atlanta Hawks, this is including their time as a franchise in St. Louis in the ABA.
That is insane to go that long between first round victories.
Not first round victories, second round victories. Because it was the first time that the Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in their franchise history. Now you're right, they did get swept by Cleveland. They did get swept by Cleveland, but they were phenomenal. They were the #1 seed in the East. They had four they had 4 out of the 5 guys in their starting lineup made the All-Star game. They were the first team to ever go undefeated in a calendar month. I mean, that doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot, but I remember this now, is that people said that they were chasing a streak too. They got one of the best streaks in NBA history right there. They fucking popped off. And yeah, they continued to look pretty good, even though they lost to Cleveland the season afterwards. They traded Jeff Teague to Indiana, and Al Horford left in free agency. But they picked up Dwight, and that was the idea, is that they were going to go in a different direction. But then all of a sudden, Dwight went from looking like he was a monster in Houston to, okay, he's not the guy we thought he was, so he kind of blew up the team for nothing. So then they started moving things around. Losing Dwight and Paul Millsap made it too much for them to go back to being good again. So by that time, it was 2018, and they said, okay, we're going to have to blow it up again, and Budenholzer said, I would much rather go to Milwaukee. So he goes to Milwaukee, and he takes control of this franchise that Jason Kidd did his best to shit up. But what did he do with it? He turned them into fucking winners. He won a championship with them. So you've got this Atlanta Hawks team where the only time within the past 10 years that they've even been relevant was when Mike Budenholzer was their coach. And then to get even crazier with it, here he comes on the Bucks, and they win a fucking championship. And then they fire him because they lost in the first round. The only reason they're a fucking playoff team that is competitive is because of Mike Budenholzer, but they're like, no, it's because of Giannis. Any idiot could coach this team. And it's like, okay, well, let's see any idiot coach this team. They're not going to be as good. I've said it a bajillion times. Coaching's the most misunderstood thing in professional sports. And Budenholzer is a good coach. He's going...
my fucking God, man.
What?
Nothing. Just go ahead.
He's gonna succeed. Whatever franchise ends up picking him up after this, he's gonna do good. Gonna have a good time. And I don't think the Bucks are ever gonna be as good as they were with Budenholzer. With whoever they get next, I don't think they're ever gonna be as good again. Which is exactly what they fucking deserve. Sad that this shit keeps happening.
The lift isn't here.
What do I do?
I don't know, man. Anyway, I'm gonna get moving.
Oh, okay, you're gonna get out of here?
Yeah.
Alright, man. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for listening to all of my insane schizo rants.
You have a good rest of your night.
Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. How much of the game do you think is left, if you had to guess?
No, I don't think very much at all. I think I'm very close to the end here. I might beat it tonight. More than likely, I'll beat it tomorrow.
Well, I hope that you do, because just listening to you, it really sounds like you're not really having that good of a time.
It's been better lately, overall. The reason why I was annoyed right there had nothing to do with the game, and had something to do with baseball. But the game would be great if it just performed better. It would be just as good as the original. I don't think they innovated very much from the first game, admittedly, but it would have been a great game if they just, made it run the way that it needed to run. This is a game that requires precision inputs and reactive inputs. You can't screw around with a game with it not being able to perform.
Yeah.
That's going to get you killed.
That's sad, man. I don't know what it is. I think, because I'm not seeing people complain on console. I think it's just PC having the bad time, you know?
No, console is bad too.
Oh.
Darkside Phil actually rage quit the game for a week because it was running so bad he couldn't beat a boss, and he plays on Xbox. But
it's pretty funny.
All versions of the game don't run well at all, apparently.
That is nuts, man.
I'm not happy about it.
I think after this one though, this kind of goes to show, new releases should probably keep it on the shelf for a month before you go to actually play it.
Well, the thing is, the reviews usually catch stuff like this. But the reviews for this game were great. Like, look at the reviews for Redfall. The reviews for Redfall were like, this game doesn't really work. Like, they caught it. But they didn't catch this.
Well, all I can say is the reviewers getting paid off. This is a Star Wars game made by EA. All it takes.
I guess.
Redfall's not associated with any kind of franchise. The studio that made it isn't that well respected. They might get published by Bethesda, but it's not like Bethesda were the ones that made this, and not that big of a company. So, the game comes out, it might be hyped and have this crazy media machine because Bethesda, given they're the publisher, they put that money into it. And then Microsoft, that owns Bethesda, would also do it because the game's fucking free on Game Pass. But is garbage. And people, they're going to want folks to play the game and to buy the game. But it doesn't matter to them if critics say it's garbage. It matters to a lot of people if the most hyped Star Wars video game of the year, it's called garbage by the critics. Especially if the performance issues are the only problem. That could very easily be swept away. EA will say something like, yeah, we know it's an issue, but, just don't talk about it right now and we'll get this sorted out within a month or two.
Yeah, very possible.
Disney money coming in, adding to it, I'd buy it. So, yeah. Anyway, yep, take it easy. I hope that things work out as you continue playing the game. For the best.
I may be, like I said, I might beat it tonight. More than likely, though, I'm going to beat it tomorrow. And if you want to stream tomorrow night, I should be able to make that happen. My Zelda doesn't come out until Thursday night, so that's not really going to be a factor.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Talk to you later, man.
Yeah, take it easy.
Ah, boy. Okay. Slice it up.
Perfect, buddy.
I can't believe there's not a report out yet that, like, Julio's injured. Like, you would think the team would want to damage control this, even if it's not true. You'd think they'd want to come out and be like, yeah, Julio's playing hurt. That's why he can't hit.
Toss me one, BD.
The fact that they're letting their fans just think that their star player suddenly forgot how to hit the ball. Like, he's literally our worst hitter right now. That's shocking to me. How hard is it? Like, even if it's not true, you'd think they would say something like, hey, he's playing through something right now, so bear with us.
Get back here.
Fuck, 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 get, no.
Help me.
God damn it.
Please.
Target is recuperating.
Okay, where am I supposed to go, though?
Now, BD.
Hey, this is a huge fucking problem. I guess I just have to fight him out here.
I have taken him. Enemy injured. In single combat.
God fucking cocksucker. Wow, Jared, that was like right down the middle and you bent your knees back. Something wrong with your eyes, dude? Jesus.
In range. Moving to obtain line of sight.
I need help.
Stop every attack. Feel the pain.
Hey, BD.
Carrier down. Stay with advancing on the enemy. Again! Hit him again! This'll be easy!
Laser gates are down.
Okay. That'll make life a little bit easier. Ooh! Oh! Okay, well, that's a start. Jeez. What the heck happened there?
I have taken damage. Get back here.
Does anyone have eyes on the Jedi?
Yeah, what do we have here? Do I have to kill an old man?
Cal Kestis. I'd assumed the first time we met you'd be strapped to an interrogation chair.
I've heard that before. Still weird. Get on the comms and call off the base alert.
Or what? You're a Jedi. I know what you're capable of. And what you are not.
On the comms. Now.
Did he really think that was gonna work?
This is Commander Denvik. The Jedi has been neutralized. All units stand down until further notice. Satisfied?
I'm here for Bode Akuna.
How did you find this place?
A locator beacon on Bode's ship.
Uncharacteristically careless. His reports indicate you two have grown quite close since Coruscant.
You're the one who sent him to infiltrate my team.
Correct. Bode has been my weapon for some time. Quite effective. Unlike those armored abominations in the Inquisitorius.
So it's true. Seer's dead because of you.
Oh, dude.
Jedi operation is still
S my C. That's a strike. Bite me.
Archives, led by Darth Vader.
Lord Vader. I have to stop this while I still can. Don't you see? Bode lured you here to destroy me. They're coming. Dead man of it.
Super cool. That's exactly what Teoscar needs right now with all the shit that he can't do.
Huh. Yeah.
Well, that was a really good pitch to hit. Oh, well, okay. I mean, I guess it kind of worked. But that looked like something he should have hit about 450 feet. So I'm a little annoyed. But it'll do. It'll do.
Great. Let's check it out. So what'd you find?
Alright. Hey, Crawford's kind of the guy you want to have up here, honestly. Can't hate. Cannot hate. Can't not hate.
Boat's got to go through us to get to his ship. Let's hurry.
Can't catch the corner, wow. Really good takes from JP. He needs to teach Julio how to take a pitch.
Good thinking, BD. See you on the other side.
Ooh, he caught it. Ooh, that might score them all. Okay, we got a game.
Why? Do you want to crack at him?
That's right.
Do stormtroopers possess resistance training that I don't know about?
He's interrogating the Jedi. For the feeble mind. He's still alive.
Yes.
Denvik said.
All right. I've got some skill points to spend next time I get to a save point then.
Which way to the officers' quarters?
A new
Ooh, Trammell.
recruit, I
Interesting.
take
That's right.
it. Well, it doesn't speak highly of you to be so unaware of your surroundings. Now get out of here. I don't have time for you.
Thanks
What a
for the warm welcome.
jackass.
Another word and I'll report you for insubordination.
Kill him.
Move along. I have no interest in consorting with the likes of
Incredible. It's quite the play for Denvik. Beating the Inquisitors at their own game.
Don't state your business.
I have an appointment.
Yes.
And what is the nature of this appointment?
Oh, of course. And we're watching them.
We think the intruder wasn't acting alone.
No one has been in or out on my watch. I'm going to have to call in a security droid. Stay right there. Send down a security droid.
Is this necessary? I'm late as it is. Let me through, now.
I can't, not without security clearance.
Let me through, and I'll put in a good word with Denvik.
A good word with Denvik? Yes. Go on, officer.
Hey, buddy. Be ready for anything. Slice it. He's not here. Let's look around. He was gathering intel on us the whole time.
Oh, thank God. I needed this.
Let's stop for a moment.
I just unlocked a bunch of achievements. Let's go. Oh. That could be really useful.
Easy, sweetheart. I know. It's just me and you now, Kata. Hmm? Just me and you.
Bode's daughter. And her mother.
All right, Taylor. Interesting opportunity here.
The data disk. Looks ancient.
Ooh.
Let's see what's on it.
Can I get my freak on in his bed? Can I whack off in his bed, or is that not the Jedi way? See, Taylor needs to get it done here because Caballero, I don't have a lot of confidence in him getting it done.
This is the hollow that Dagon was watching.
That would have been a good one to turn on. Okay,
Sorry.
here we go. Oh, it's the dude's daughter.
You must be Kata. I'm Cal. And this is BD1.
Ooh, alright. That looked like it was on the black. Well, okay, Caballero. Get it done.
You said to pack for a trip? You don't work here, do you?
No. You're the first person to figure that out.
Are you really a Jedi?
Yeah. I am.
Well, I have to finish packing. I can't find my Mookie doll.
Yeah. I'll help you find him.
Hey, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, babies. How did you not find that, kid? Kid, it was right there.
Kinda looks like me.
Kid, that is a huge L. It's your favorite doll and you couldn't find it when it was laying out in the middle of the floor?
Kata. Did your dad tell you where he's taking you?
It was supposed to be a surprise. But you got here a little sooner than I expected. Come here, Kata.
Ooh, did he get it?
Papa.
Yes.
What's going on?
Oh, yes.
This is my best friend.
Okay, please finish the job, Bullpen. We need this. The vibes have been so bad lately. Winning this game would just feel like everything had turned around.
Found Mookie.
You were a Jedi?
Yeah.
Wow.
How'd you survive the purge?
The Council assigned a few of us to intelligence during the Clone Wars.
And now Julio gets
Use
an opportunity here to keep the vibes going.
Went into hiding.
Come on, Julio. We could really use a vibe-changing hit here.
Right. But then I met the most incredible woman. Mama. One day, Kata and I were out running errands, and I got this message. Don't come home.
Inquisitors.
Looking for me. My wife bought us the time to escape. I knew I couldn't run forever, and so I cut a deal. Then Vic keeps us hidden, as long as Papa stays useful.
You were lying to us from the very start.
Tanalor was a way out for both of our families. You You were gonna give it to the hidden path. A bunch of strangers.
And you were gonna sacrifice thousands of people to save yourself. Or Monster Boat.
Ooh, he did it. Okay, Julio. He did something.
I'm a father. The first time I held her, I saw the entire galaxy in her eyes.
Oh, that was a ball, too. He actually shouldn't have swung at it if you want to be technical.
I understand betrayal. And that you lured me here to take down this base. Right?
Well, fighting the Empire is what you do best. Run!
The intruder is in my quarters! He's armed! Shoot to kill! Kill that Jedi! Bode!
Get out of my way.
Man, if Jared could put an exclamation point on it. Oh, that was meat. That was some red meat. Where'd I come from? All right. Jared gets it done. No. Okay. Okay, party's over, but that was fun. Man, why are you taking so long to go anywhere, Bode? You're taking forever.
Give me a stim.
Hey, Cal. Lot of chatter on the comm. You okay?
Boat's escaping. If he gets away, he's gone forever.
Hey, Merritt, you hear that? Merritt, where'd she run off to?
Destroy that fighter! Don't let that traitor escape!
We're too late. We gotta get back to the Mantis.
All personnel, report to the
Baron!
Cal!
Why are you here?
Why do you think? I'm rescuing
Alright, come on. Don't mess around here, please. How do I get over there? Okay.
Time for a stim. Is that it? You will break.
Don't you dare put the leadoff runner on a walk, you jackass. Don't you dare do it. Well, okay, that's better than a walk, I guess. Can this be stress-free, please?
Let's get out of here. A fight, like old times.
You, come on, dude. Dude, if we blow this game... if we actually blow this fucking game, then... what's even the point? What's the point of living? Can we stop fucking around and just end this shit?
Gone.
Jesus Christ.
He took his daughter and the compass. They used me as a distraction.
Damn you! Go on, Jedi. Do it! Do it! Rather you than Lord Vader.
Who is this?
He sent Bode after our team. My crew. Cordova.
Fear! They're all dead because of him!
Cal!
Somebody get to that, please. Thank you.
I know you are in pain, but this is not you! The Empire has taken enough from us! I will not lose you two!
He won't.
If that actually hit the ground, like I would have just assumed that, you know, God hates us. That's all that can be assumed at that point, man.
I don't think he's... Give the Inquisitors my regards. I'm all right. I'm fine, buddy. You don't have to worry about me.
Why can't it just be easy, man? Why can't it just be without stress? For once.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Think so.
What was that? Was it...
I don't know what that was.
If you feel it again, you will tell me.
I will.
Good.
I bet. Okay, very nice. There we go. All right. Nice, got the call. Please don't let it roll over to the top of the order. Jesus Christ, get the out here. Okay, looks like we have 2 planets left. Please do not let this get to the top of the order. Holy shit.
Reminds me of Ilum. You've been through a lot, huh?
Oh, finally, I was worried sick. Wait, don't tell me.
Oh,
He was
God.
fighting the entire base, wasn't he?
You are right.
Wow.
Okay, Cal.
Suald, now is not the time for you to be screwing around like this.
Now tell me the truth. I can take it. We lost, haven't we?
One compass remains. If you are hearing this, you know where I've left it. But if the compass is gone, do not despair.
What's this?
This isn't just the last goodbye.
There is another way to reach Tanalor.
Yes.
Activate the arrays and align them to the coordinates embedded in this message.
There's a control center here. If we align the arrays, we can create a flight path through the abyss.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You want me to fly the Manus through a ship-eating nebula using a tiny tunnel carved out by 200-year-old tech?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Suald, don't you fucking dare. I mean it. I'm not playing around. You're dead to me if you blow this lead. Like, you're dead to me, man.
Let's take a look.
Yes! Ooh. He got out of it. That was a really good final AB for Sewell, though. Like, he was off for sure, but that final at bat, beautiful. BEA beautiful.
How can we be sure this experiment's gonna work anyway?
We cannot.
So we start up some arrays, whatever those are, punch a hole in the abyss, and then fly through?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Here we are, Cal.
Man, that felt good. Thank God we scored those insurance runs. We actually needed them even more than I thought we did. Hey. Okay, guys. I gotta step away for a minute. See you guys shortly. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I think Witherspoon will be the next Earl Thomas. I don't think they're going to play the same position. I'm not sure how well that works. Kind of get what you're trying to say, I think. But they do not play same position. Doma Dendra's shop. Where's Doma Dendra's shop? Okay. I can dig it. Okay, let's go around. Take care of that. Man, what a chaotic 8th inning, by the way. We had 2 infield hits. If that even counted as a hit, I don't even know if that one counted. It may have not.
Oh, it's you! I'm happy you came in. Quality wear is 100% guaranteed. Won't find that anywhere else.
Wait, is it all cosmetics? Yeah, it's basically all cosmetics. That's not exciting.
This one.
Good choice. Practically had your name on it.
Like Jake Harper from 2.5 Men. I do like the buzz cut.
I'll grab this one.
It's a deal. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, some good-for-nothing raider triggered the security on my storeroom door, and now it's locked shut. Maybe your little droid can use this encrypted backup code.
That's a valuable commodity.
My goodness, you unlocked it. Feel free to take whatever you can make use of.
Hell yeah, baby. Baby. Baby boy.
Can't go wrong with more stamps.
Welcome. Take a look, you'll find the finest components and sundries this side of the Outer Rim. Now that's a Doma Dendra guarantee.
Hear that, buddy? A guarantee.
That's right.
I guess you gotta say Marco kind of did his job tonight too. It wasn't great, but he did his thing. He obviously doesn't get the win, but let us hang in there. And we got vibes.
Well, hello.
And 6 innings, 3 runs, that's fine.
Let's stop here.
Smart sure. How do I get over there? Kinda swolly. Oh yeah, tomorrow hockey. So the Mariners should be done well before the Kraken though, so that's good. necessarily. Well.
Come on, buddy.
Why are they showing the highlight of that game? Oh, that's where he got hurt. I see.
This terminal will have to wait.
I'm gonna be annoyed, by the way, if he's actually seriously hurt. Wait. Can I not open it? Okay. Is that the one with the EDP skin?
The charge is set. Get back. What? Nothing? I thought you said this was good thermite.
Cracking opponent might go to... Well, what do you mean? Are you talking about the Golden Knights? Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, it could be. It is best of 7. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well. Weird.
It's okay, BD. We'll find another way.
What is that? What does that do? Oh. Can I open this now? Yeah, okay. Right. Oh. Ooh, one of these. Everyone beat it. Beat it. Go away. Leave me alone.
Huh? Did you do that? Wait, what's...
No!
Those things are annoying. They're really hard to kill without getting hit at least once. I don't like him. Yes. No problem, Swoley. Thanks for coming around. Have a good rest of your night.
Very nice.
Why'd you bring me up? I don't.
What's that?
Okay. Starting to think this is not where I'm supposed to be to continue the story. But, you know. I think I got a skill point. I think I'm trying to get here. $12:30 p.m. Okay, let's go. I need to get maybe one of the bombs. Okay, let's keep going this way.
Gotcha. All right. Use that laser sword to fight the Jedi. Hit. Your turn. You won't block this.
shield. I hope Command is watching. Weak, Flo. Afraid of a fight?
Don't think so. Man, our division's a car crash.
Lot of chatter on the comms, kid. How you doing?
Yeah, here we go.
Just reached the control center. I'll let you know if I run into any trouble.
Welcome. I am Centauri Creed, the director of this experimental facility. Safety protocols require one person to remain here while the arrays are active.
Breeze, unless one of us is gonna stay behind, we need someone here to activate the arrays.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll ask around. See if anyone's got a death wish. Maybe Turgle?
Maybe not Turtle. Let's stop here.
Okay. So, Brandon Belock against Bryce. Wow, big test for Bryce Miller. That's going to be fun, actually. Well, hopefully it's fun. I mean, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure.
Herd troopers. What are they doing here?
Help me. Come on, come on. Get away from me. Stop shooting me. Use a stem, you fucker.
I have taken damage.
Not damage the droid. You were definitely in the radius.
Right here, buddy.
Still resisting? Unwise.
What the hell? Can you guys screw off? Holy shit. Fuck off.
Feeling so great, BD.
Who am I fighting? That better have been it.
Told him we were coming.
Alright, fucking finally.
Impressive. So, this is your kingdom.
I work with many talented scientists.
None as talented as you, Centauri.
And yet we've reached an impasse. Perhaps he will bring me some much-needed luck.
Doors open? Oh, I see.
This looks promising.
Oh.
Not bad for an abandoned facility. All the arrays are online. Now we just have to activate them. Ray must have locked down the facility when they evacuated. That's not gonna stop us.
Proceed to the observation deck to initiate alignment.
Huh. You gotta hand it to Kree. She thought of everything. The lift isn't here.
You guys too.
See? You made it.
Grease informed me you're in need of assistance, so here I am.
It's a long trip. Couldn't have been easy.
I might be 200 years old, but I'm as spry as a Padawan. Amazing. Oh, Cal, this is simply amazing.
Can you start the arrays when we're in position?
Oh, I stand ready for your order. It would be my honor to see Master Kree's dream alive once more.
We're your master.
Ooh. Already. So this is basically the end of the game.
The Mantis, buddy. We go through the abyss. I'm not thrilled about it either. It's the only way we're getting to Tanalor.
This is where I came from. Did I go the wrong way? No? Okay. Okay. Check something here, guys. All right, so basically, mostly the planet is just doing the Bode boss fight. So I want to get at least one more skill point before I do it. So I'm going to go grind. It shouldn't take more than a minute or two. Okay, almost there.
If the Jedi is here to stop Lucas, I will show him no. You are not authorized. Sensing damage. Why stop against firing? Upward strike. Come here. I'm on to you. We will be heroes.
Okay, let's do...
You are not authorized.
Not like this!
Guarding purpose. This alone. You cannot last. Target is injured.
Okay. It's not even 10 o'clock, so I may as well go ahead and do it. If I can. Okay. I think we're good.
Let's see what's out there.
Man. Grease teleported up there, man.
Hope Grease is ready for a bumpy ride.
Cal, is it time?
We're heading to the Abyss now. Fire up the arrays.
I'll be monitoring your progress from here. May the Force be with you all.
And you, Z.
Well, what do you think is taking Z so long?
Dagengara was the only person to live through what we're about to do.
At least we will die together.
Hey, great pep talk, kids. Hopefully they can fit that on my tombstone.
Look.
Wow. Here we go. I know. You want to fly this thing?
What would Star Wars be without a cutesy droid? Apparently not much.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'll bet that's
beautiful.
what all the other poor saps said right before they were torn into Vortex Chow. Great. Now it's an obstacle course. Coming too fast?
But you are faster. Stop piloting and start flying.
I'm rerouting power from deflectors to the engines.
What are you, crazy? You're trading safety for speed.
Exactly. We're all in on you, buddy.
You're right. It's my ship, ain't it? Greasy does it, baby!
I think this is a bad idea, personally.
Hey, wait a minute. Is it me, or is this tunnel getting a tad cozy?
It's not just you. Z, what's going on?
The arrays are overloading. There's nothing I can do.
We need to go faster.
I'm going as fast as I can. Wait a minute. Are you crazy? If you jump into hyperspace blind, they'll be picking up pieces of the Mantis all over the outer rim.
Do you trust me?
No.
No, I do, Cal. Let her ride.
You did it, you three-armed son of a Gundar!
Well, at least none of us lost our cool. Huh. Wow. I hope it's worth it.
Okay.
So, this is it. Tanalor. You and Maren be careful out there,
Got
okay?
4 arms. Oh, one's metal.
Yeah, you too, BD.
We'll all be okay, Grease.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Cal. I don't plan on living out my days on this rock, especially not with that traitor.
We'll be back soon.
Okay. Yo, yes. Dude. Alright, guys, so I think what I'm going to do here is stop for a little bit. I got stuff to take care of, and then I'll stream again tonight in all likelihood to beat the game. All I really have to do is go to the final boss and then fight him, I think, so I don't think it'll take super long. But I am going to go ahead and sign off for the time being, and hope that when I come back a little bit later, there are actually some people here to watch me try to beat it. But, yeah. See you guys in a few minutes.